Da, 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 da. When you light up, yeah, lights all over
Right, all right. We back on another Sunday of the Transition Talk Show. I am your host, Train. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. And man, hey, tell somebody else, man, to tune in, check out the Transition Talk Show, because man, we really do have good special guests that come into the house, man, that's informational in different facets of life, whether it be music or whether it be the community or anything like that. We want to be able, man, to really enlighten the minds of people and help them out in some different spaces in which they may be in. Today I have a real special guest in the house. Man, he really like a legend with this music in the Dallas scene. He been doing it for a long time. Want to introduce you guys to Riflman. What's going on,
What's
man?
up, man? What's up? Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate
Man,
you, brother.
appreciate you, man,
Yeah.
coming to the show, man. Like I just said, you're a person, man, who really been doing this for a while.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't have too many people
Mm-hmm.
that have two projects out,
Yeah.
let alone 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
You know,
Man, real
you know
talk.
what I mean.
Real talk, bro. Real
And
talk.
even in my stint, you know, I only put out 3 projects.
Yeah.
And those projects, man, they did good for me because of what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, some people want the music.
Yeah.
I wasn't a person who wanted the music. I wasn't trying to chase it like that.
Yeah.
I was trying to chase the business.
Right. Right.
But I knew that I had to work another angle
Mhm.
in order for me to get the knowledge and what I wanted to be able to do the things that I wanted to do with music.
Right.
You know,
Right.
But man, you've been a person who's been able to, really put out some work.
Yeah.
You know,
Been lucky.
lucky. That what
yeah.
you call
yeah.
it,
Yeah.
luck.
Well, yeah. I call it luck, man. You know, when you fall in love with music, as I'm sure you have as well too. Um, as you start pursuing certain things just start happening. You know what I
Right.
mean? But I say luck. You know, luck will put you in position, but the work ethic is what's going to take you all the way through.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, I consider a little bit of luck.
And I paused on luck, man, because it has to be a little bit more in order to be able to go as long as you have.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, what really, you know what I mean, keeps you 10-toe down into the
Man,
music?
that's a great question, man. I think really to this point, if I had to, I think if I answered that question at different times in my life, my answer may be different
Each time.
each time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think if I had to answer that question today, it would be trying to really leave a legacy. And I like you, I love doing music. It's a passion of mine. It's almost like a retirement plan of mine. Just sit
Yeah.
back and do music every day, chill. But I also realize from a business standpoint, songs are really assets.
Right.
And like you, with this new streaming and digital age, I realized, you know what, I could take some of the work I've done and assets and create more assets and have those things not just pay me, but pay my kids and my
Right.
kids' kids. So the business is kind of what keeps me going.
It
This
make a whole lot of sense, because I know, man, for me, it was always about, can I do this right?
Yeah.
It wasn't never about what I could get out of it,
Mm-hmm.
but it was, can I do it right?
Yeah.
And the reason why, because man, just being honest, in the Dallas music scene for
Yeah.
a long time, the music wasn't done right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know, a lot of people get mad and get pissed off
Right.
saying, they ain't supporting the Dallas artists, and
Mm-hmm.
Dallas artists is not doing the music
Yeah,
right.
man.
And it took
Yeah,
a long time before they actually began to catch on to that
Yeah.
and began to actually start doing some things better than what was
Mhm.
done in past time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so for me, man, that was the biggest thing, to know that, man, I did everything. I crossed all the T's, I dotted all the I's.
Yeah.
And you know, and it made the best sense. I built a team. There was a team that cared about me, that cared about my vision,
Right.
you know, and what it was that I was trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then also it was a little bit of life trials that built me up for what I would have to go through,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to see it through in the
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of time what artists don't really elaborate on a lot.
Mhm.
Like, it has to be something in you building you up to be able to continuously do this on an independent level.
Yeah. I think part of it too is I realized really when the pandemic hit, I really just hit the gas. You know what I'm saying? I realized I was sitting back kind of just chilling. I've been traveling a lot, so all that was shut down.
Yeah.
So I'm at the house, the kids at the house, the wife at the house. I'm like, man, I really would love to be in the studio right now, away from everybody. So that kind of kicked it in. But then I started thinking like, man, guys even my age and older, we still love hip hop in particular, right? And I was riding in the car with my kids one day, and they get tired of me playing old 8-Ball MJG, UGK and everything else. So I started thinking like, man, I wonder what guys like me are riding around listening to right now. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if they like me, if they still just listening to everything they grew up on. And
I mean,
whatever,
a lot of the time you got to realize your era is your era.
Your era is your era. I agree.
You know what I mean? It's like I can't manipulate that.
That's true.
I can't try to sound. I can't be trying to sound like I don't even know him.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? right. Like just being real. Like because
man.
That's not I'm not that speed.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I thought about that and I said, man, you know what, man, I want to get back and start making beats first, which I consider myself a producer first. And I said, now that I'm making beats again, I want to start making songs for I think guys my age or maybe even older want to sit around and listen to or ride to. And I found a little niche kind of doing that. And then I remember Too Short gave me some advice years ago. He said, man, whatever you do not stop rapping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, whatever going on in your life, whatever situation, however you feel about the game, just whatever you do, just don't stop rapping. And now I look at him 20 years after he gave me that advice.
Yeah.
And he never stopped rapping. You know what I'm saying? He say tapped in with the people that, consider him a great artist. He say tapped in with them, and he gonna forever live off of rapping. You know what I mean?
And he really is. I mean, and then you got to realize there's so many people that's using his work now.
Yeah, right.
You
that
know,
other thing too. Yeah, the business part.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So when you begin to understand it and you do it right, it gives you in you gotta want longevity. A lot of people look at this, you know what I mean? They want to be one hit wonders, you know. But it's about longevity.
I agree.
You know, you can do more with a track sheet, you know what I mean, than you can with just a couple tracks.
Yeah, right on.
You know, so it's like being able to understand that and being able to work that to your best favor, you know, because you have the material.
Right.
If you ain't got enough material, then it's
gonna be tough. In this day and age, in particular, man, I think back in the day we saw more. You could actually be a one-hit wonder, quote unquote.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The radio could keep a one song alive for a long time.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you gotta have quality and quantity.
Right.
You know what
because
I mean? You gotta have both.
Man, it's 45 days and it's out.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's some coming every 45.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know, so you got to be able to understand that part of the business and be like, man, my consistency rate has to be built.
Yeah, you gotta be big. Yeah, you gotta be busy. Motion, as the youngsters like to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Motion.
I still ain't got on their lingo, man. I leave it where it is. You know, I've learned to, man, to put away with the slang and just talk normal because I don't know it. You know, I don't understand it.
I'm telling you.
I'm school for real. I'm big on for real. You know,
proud of it too.
Man, for real. Because you know, you want them to be able to get to this stage.
Yeah, man,
you know,
absolutely.
and even beyond. You know, so even knowing that those are respect words to me. You know, it's not degrading, it's respect words.
I agree.
So they'll listen to you like that. But man, we're gonna go to a first video and then we're gonna come back, man, and jump right in with Riflman.
She mine now. Yeah. I'm blind now. I can see a thing. She I don't care less what you call her. She mine now. Yeah. And I don't give a damn where you saw her. I'm blind now. I didn't see a thing. I can care less what you call her. She mine now. Yeah, I don't give a damn where you saw her. I'm blind now. I didn't see a thing. She could have had multiple niggas, a lot of thugs. Dashed in the club, showing love. I don't care. Cause every time we get together in a room full of people, she tend to daddy like ain't nobody there. So I can care less what you call care less. She mine now, she mine. Yeah, and I don't give a damn where you saw her. I'm blind now, I'm blind. I didn't see a thing. I'm gone deaf with your gossiping. Ray Charles, tell your boy get. I'm a grown man. Everybody got a past, don't you? Everybody been around a couple times. Just say I'm lying. Ain't got no right to judge another man. Ain't got no business. Get about that business. Worry about who holding hand in my life. Let me live.
You can play his fly first. Did she put those in there? We back on the Transition Talk Show, and I am with my host, Rifleman.
Yo.
Man, we were talking over the break real fast. You got this song, man, Still Living.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And the verse that stuck out to me because it was something that I say a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You say, you can't know me by looking at the cover. You're gonna have to read the book.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and when I listen more to the song, I realized, man, there's a lot of depth to you.
Yeah, man. It took me back when you brought it up because I've never really talked about that song. You're the first person to really give me talk about that song, but it's kind of like a cult fan favorite song. I never perform it only because it's a very kind of personal song for me. But yeah, man. I that time period was kind of a tumultuous time for me personally. After that, I did that song in particular. And I remember when I wrote the song, it took me a long time to record it. Like for real. Like I kept like, man, I don't know if I want to do it today. I want to do it today. Finally recorded the song, and then I'm happy with the way the song came out. But it's a very personal song. If you listen to that song, you will learn a lot about me that most people don't know.
What I would say is this, and what I'm gonna ask is this.
Yeah.
How much healing did you get out of the song, out of recording, out of finishing?
Man, a lot, bro. I say a lot, man. It helped me grow up. Like my life changed completely after that song.
Yeah.
I had to make some tough decisions about things and the way I was living at the time. And man, it was just it's a moment in time I would hate to go back to, but I'm glad it happened. You know what I'm saying? Because it took me on a whole different path. Actually, after that song came out on that project, dog, I stopped doing music. I stopped, you know what I'm saying? I really did. I took a whole different turn and direction in my life and then pick it back up to some years later.
And see, when I was listening through the songs and stuff, and that one just stuck out.
Mm-hmm.
Reason why, my very last video that I put out,
Mm-hmm.
it was the only video that I did in black and white.
Yeah.
And it was called How I,
Mm-hmm.
Abbreviated Fucked Up.
Yeah.
And it was a song that was genuinely my real life.
Mm-hmm.
And me just wanting to say, scratch the rapper.
Yeah, right.
This
right.
is me.
Yeah, that's it.
You know
that's
what I
it.
mean?
That's it. I
Like,
couldn't put it no better.
You can feel or you can think, and by all the images and looks, but let me tell you about me and how I really feel right now.
Yeah.
And to be honest,
That's real talk.
after it was done, I called everybody and said, "That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done."
Yeah, see, you've been there, man. That's because when you go through and you're trying to chase something so bad as I was chasing it at the time, you actually sit back and look and realize, man, I may have had some accomplishments and success, success, but at what price?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then when you look around at the people in your life and realize you may be doing something great, but you look around and they're suffering from your success.
Yeah.
You have to make some real life changes, man.
Yeah, because the thing is, and I can talk about it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Because, in order for music to work, I first had to work for the music.
Yeah, right on.
Music wasn't working for me in the beginning.
Right.
I had to work for the music, which means that the work that I was actually doing could actually cost me and take me away from everything.
Yeah.
You know, so it was like I started seeing growth, and the music started having requirements.
Yeah.
You know, that I had to live up to.
Yeah.
You know, it was like the image was becoming real.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
And what I was doing to make it real, and I had to let go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
real talk.
you caught in this fuzzy area, you know
real
what
talk.
I mean? Like,
real talk.
okay, can I really rely on just the music now? You know, can I, you know, can I really let this go?
Yeah,
you
right
know,
on.
because I can't hide my life no more.
Right on.
You know, somebody know your name. You like a person to know your name before you know them.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, and so that began to get real scary and make me do true reflections on myself and say, man, you know what? This is me being me.
Yeah,
Scratch
that's real talk.
You know
that's
what
real
I mean?
talk,
Like,
man.
the music gonna still do itself. Everything done, you know what I mean? So let me just get back and just do me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let me
right.
build on the knowledge now
Right.
and find a lane where I can go now.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing was when music really jumped out for me, man, I was 33. You know,
she was already a little bit older anyway.
I was already older, but I was fresh out of prison.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was using my credibility to make the music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it was like that credibility. I couldn't no more live in it.
Yeah.
If I wanted that music.
Right.
You know, so it was a big transitional phase. But what I wanted to accomplish, I had realized I had it.
Yeah.
I did it.
That's kind of how I felt too at the time, man. It was a cleansing kind of like song, because even that line, can't look at my cover, got to read my book. You know, people always saw me as one kind of way, but just I always kept up a really good facade at times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I can make it look like it need to look. You feel me? But on the real, you know what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch of stuff in there. So yeah, that was a cleansing kind of song. And like you said, it's funny you say that, because at that time, now that I think about it, I quit.
Yeah.
For lack of I came back to it, but it was like, man, I'm done. You know, for a little while. I'm trying this other life.
Yeah.
For a little while.
I mean, and it was, and a lot of people don't understand these things with independent artists.
Yeah. Right.
Like, you know, everybody want this, but you got to really know the independent world and what it takes to actually be the success you want to be.
Yeah.
Because success look different in everybody's eyes.
Absolutely.
You know, so I got to know what my success is. I got to know what my goal sets were, and did I hit those goals?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To say I did what I set out to accomplish to do. You know, and man, I did that. You know, and I was happy about that.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just at the right moment. You know, at that moment when I came home from prison, it was the right moment, because the music world was kind of low.
Yeah.
As far as in Dallas, you know, and what Dallas was doing.
Right.
But after that, it started just gradually picking up. You know, man, I want to ask you though, what do you really feel, you know, gave you the heart to come back?
Man, that's a great question, man. I started really thinking about the future in particular, you know what I'm saying? And during that time period, I took a little hiatus from music. I started doing other business, doing other things. And those things turned out to be pretty successful for me, but it just didn't feel the same. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like I could make the money, I could, you know, build these businesses and all this stuff. That was cool, but in the back of my mind, I'm still, you know, I still want to be making music. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like I mentioned, when the pandemic hit, it kind of got me thinking like, man, you know, I can't travel. You know, I can't go out here and get money like I was. Certain things were shut down. I had other businesses that went to like zero, you know what I mean, when the pandemic hit. But I said, you know what, if all that's gone, what do I really want to be doing right now? And that was doing music. So I bought some more equipment, started making beats. Yeah. And really for the last 3 years, it's just been nonstop. It's kind of like re-energize not just me, but the people around me too.
Right.
So I'm bringing them along for the ride
Right.
now. So it's been good. But yeah, really just trying to get back to what makes me feel, feel good,
Yeah.
which is always making music.
I mean, you got it. Not only do you have a good catalog of music, you work with a lot of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah,
man.
like I said, that's part of the luck too. You know what I'm saying? That's part of like being in a position. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know,
Divine
like
intervention, whatever you want to call it, man. It's just
a lot of people, man. Like it's hard to get the right features.
Yeah.
And the notable names.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To be able to work with and build those relationships like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but again, I know from CD to digital to stream.
Yeah.
You know, the music been changed within itself.
Right.
And to try to keep up with it.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
As an independent artist, man, you got to really be doing homework.
Yeah, man. Like I'm a student of the game. I've been a student of the game since I was a kid. You know what I mean? From reading the back of albums and CDs to knowing who the producers were to I can recognize who on the song by the first initial last name on the copyright. You know what I mean? I kind of know. You know what I mean? So I've always been a student of the game. So when the digital thing started happening, I just kind of kept paying attention to it. You know what I mean? Trying to figure things out, seeing what certain people were doing in the game. Guys I knew that were independent, trying to see how they move. And once I started kind of seeing they move, I said, well, now let me try it. Let me see what it looked like. And we got involved, and took us a while to figure it all out. You know what I mean? Yeah. And still learning to this day. But happily now, our old catalog is available. And we're still selling physical copies, too. You know what I mean? I still sell a lot of CDs, believe it or not. We've even sold tapes recently.
Oh, wow.
Vinyl. Because there is a certain group of people that still
listen to it.
Yeah, well, here's the tricky part. Like we've been on this little tour, and folks are buying these CDs, but none of them are listening to them. Yeah. Like they don't even open them. You know what I mean? They just want them as collector's items and
makes sense.
Yeah, they don't even open them. Like I asked them, like, man, do you even have a CD player? You know? Yeah. Nah, I ain't got no CD player. I just want a copy of it. All right, well, I'll sign it for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a lot of people that buying it now don't even listen to it on CD. Yeah. They just want something physical. You know what I mean?
And a good thing, man, you've been able to stay busy.
Yeah.
Like we got a couple of your promos that we flyers and things we're gonna keep showing. We're gonna show,
bet.
So people can know where you're gonna be at. They can come out and see you and things like that. But you've been able to really stay busy.
Yeah.
That's really been hard.
Yeah, man. That's hard, especially for artists, older artists like myself in particular. But I tapped into and shout out to Point Blank and K Reno, South Park Coalition down in Houston.
Yeah, Houston.
I tapped in with them about a year ago and been on the road with them. And they showed me how to kind of tap into that older fan base.
Right.
That not only buys tickets to shows, but also buys a lot of merch.
Right.
So that was my adapt to the game. So first I figured out the streaming thing, how that works, the content ID thing, and then I figured out, okay, well, there's a merch game too. You know what I mean? So once I learned from them about the merch game, that's kind of what we've been riding in the lane for the last year.
And believe it or not, man, it's important. I remember like when we did Welcome to the South, we flooded.
Yeah.
With Welcome to the South t-shirts.
Right.
You know what I mean? We made it so in your face till we started having to come back and people like, how did I get one of those?
Yeah, how to get a shirt. Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Right. We stopped that, then we went to the Burn One video, then we made Burn One shirts, you know what I mean? And it was catchy because, at the time everybody we chiefing.
Yeah, right.
To have a chiefing shirt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It makes sense.
Everybody gonna tap in. So it was like understanding what was gonna work with the music, you know what I mean, and what was gonna drive people to the music.
Right.
These days now, it's just a QR code.
Man. Real simple. Real simple. Like just get in your phone, bam, here you go.
There you go. So
come with it.
It's like being able to just stay up on it, man, but knowing that you have that history.
Yeah, true that.
And then we're gonna play one of your videos here in a second. But the style.
Yeah.
Like if a person can hear Dallas,
Mm-hmm.
a person can hear Houston,
Mm-hmm.
a person can hear Louisiana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
You
true.
know-
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
all my favorites. So yeah, you know.
but then that also keeps you being able to tap in
Yeah,
to
true
so
that.
many different genres. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
To stay relevant.
Yeah.
Some people are just like this drill music is one way,
Yeah. It's gonna be hard for them to pivot to anything else. You
right?
know?
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I mean, it's good to just be able to know, but see
Mhm.
that comes with having that background.
Yeah,
in music.
exactly. Hey, I honestly feel lucky to have been on both sides of the physical age to the digital age. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I feel like that's an advantage
Yeah,
for anybody that wants to still do music out there. The fact that you still understand how important it is to meet people hand to hand. You understand how important it is to have a visual. You understand how important it is to post on social media. But
Yep.
you also know you need to show up at the car wash. You need to show up at shows like this
yep.
on time. Let me just stress that. You know what I'm saying? On
Man,
time.
And he did, y'all.
Yeah, on
I
time.
don't mean no harm to nobody who been on the show, but he was like 10 minutes
Yeah.
before time. You
Yeah,
know what I
you
mean?
know what I
That's
mean?
really on time. You know what I mean?
If you
I respect
understand
that.
both parts of the game, there's a lane out there for you, man.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a lane for everybody, man. I
Yeah.
tell people, man, your pathway is your pathway, but
Mhm.
you got to be willing to walk it out.
True that.
You got to be willing to see it all the way through. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? First sign of adversity don't mean quit. The
Yeah.
first sign of adversity is showing you when you finna touch your first piece of success.
I'm telling you, it's right there. Everything you want is on the other side of fear.
Yeah, you know.
Everything you want.
So we finna go to this video, y'all, and we gonna be right back. And this is one of Rifleman video. Let's check this out.
The pain and the struggle and the pain was a G before I ever had a name. Been a hustler since I ever had fame. Been a man since I ever had blame. Living in the wild while these other niggas sane. Sticking to the grind while these other niggas change. With his niggas in your family with a dope fiend James. Niggas still serving work, still trying to maintain. Didn't touch 6 figures since I went and touched the plane. Now every time I lane. Big buzz calling every time my phone ring. My life still swing, just like a piece of chain. Me and blow 20 deep like a motorcycle gang. Test us and the rifle gon' bang. Hit him with a chopper, then chill like a mobster with steak and some lobster. Your boys is imposters, wanna be real. Stand running rifle in the field. Y'all know what it is. Yeah. Lord have mercy, a nigga so thirsty. Look to the heavens for a blessing. This life done curse me, hurt me deep. The only time a nigga find peace is when I go to sleep. A nightmare on the streets walking, and these niggas know I ain't talking. Instead, I'm like a cheetah stalking my prey. You about to have a bad day once I catch you and say, cause I destroy everything that's in my way. Hold up, let me roll me a square. Get up there, get up in the air, but the clouds where I don't have a cap. Away from the
All right, man. That was Rifleman and Blowfly.
Mhm.
Man, how you come up with that? You know,
Oh, man.
cause Blowfly really ain't. You know,
Oh yeah.
you brought him back out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Out the
had to,
woodwork.
man.
So
I
man,
had to. That's
how
my
you
dog.
pull that out?
Man, you know, me and Blow, we've been together, man, 20 plus years, man, and that was out for Smoke in the City 3, which is the first project I came back with once we came back in the game. And I said, man, I'm gonna shoot a video, man. I said, but I ain't gonna shoot it without you. You know what I'm saying? So we
Yeah.
gotta come in here and do this song, and we gotta shoot the video. So it was actually the first video me and him ever shot together. We've been working together 20 years.
For real.
That's the
But
first
you know
video we
what,
shot
though?
together. As a song we did together. You know what I mean?
And to be honest, Blowfire did a lot of music, but he never did do a lot of
Yeah,
visual.
right. So
You
that
know
was
what I
like
mean? So
bringing
that's
him.
why I said, how did you really
Yeah.
pull that off? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was
because-
it needed to be done, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it sparked everything. You know, that's probably one of the most viewed videos
Yeah,
we have out there. So it sparked a lot, man.
man, it's dope. Now the track,
Yeah.
you did that.
I did the track, yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And
Most of the stuff you hear anything we put out in the last 3 years, either I did the track or I have a couple of producers now that work kind of under me, but it all comes out of our camp.
Yeah. And shout out, man, Mike Billions too, man. Who
Man,
shot
shout out
the
to
video.
Billion, man.
You
Mike
know,
B.
me and Billion started on the same label.
Oh yeah. He told me. Yeah, he told me about his little rap career, what he was
you know
doing.
what I
Yeah.
mean? You know, hey,
Mike B is my boy. He
man,
shot all my videos.
he
man.
was like one of the hardest little freestylers, man, when he was by like 19,
Mhm.
20, 21. Like, you know,
Yeah.
had a couple of hot songs out too.
Yeah.
One of them was, I remember, Jigging Out My Mind.
Oh, okay.
You know? So
Shout out
he
to
did-
Mike B, man.
yeah, for real, man.
Yeah, y'all make sure y'all tap in with Mike B, man.
And it's always good to work with people who know the business from an artist perspective.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because they know
Absolutely.
what you looking for.
Mhm.
Because they've been in those same shoes, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So shout out to Mike Billion for
Shout
sure.
out to
man.
Mike B, man. I need that discount, Mike B, for that shout out, man.
And I ain't gonna I'm not gonna even tell
You
you.
know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna even tell you what, you know, you already know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
But now, so man, tell me what you got actually tell people what you got coming up next. What's going on?
Man, it's a big week, man. That's why I'm glad to be on your show today. So Tuesday, July 4th, I'm dropping Smoke in the City 4.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The 4th installment of the Smoke in the City series. The way I describe it as, it's kind of like my chronic, right? So like I try to do all the tracks on the album, try to have features on there, guys I really want to work with. So this is going to be another feature-heavy project. But it drops on July 4th. That's my dog, my big brother, 24K. That's his birthday is on July 4th. He passed away back in 06. So this is kind of dedication to him. He got me in the game.
Yeah.
We're real to real. And so this is dedicated to him. But at the same time, this is like a celebration of a new chapter in our careers. So I pulled out all the styles of production is flawless.
Yeah.
The recording is flawless. It's mixed perfectly. And y'all get a chance to hear it Tuesday, July 4th.
And that's what's up, man. What about any you got any shows or anything like that that's coming?
Yeah. So July 8th, we in East Texas at Rec Law, Texas. Let me get that right. Spot called Lester's, man. A little juke joint called Lester's, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Myself and Tom, and then
Shout out Tom,
shout out
man.
Tom, man. And after that, I think July 15th, we at the Fair Park right there in the South, man, for this SWAT Sports Con. It's like a little sports convention kind of thing. And then, let's see, July 23rd, we're in Fort Worth for the car show, big
Okay.
car show. And then July 28th is my release party. I want all y'all to come for sure.
for
That's
sure.
at Rockwood. And then July 29th, we're doing the special fight party.
Okay.
You know, for Team Spence, for us, for my dog girl Spence. You know what I'm saying? So y'all come out to that. That right there is open to the public too.
If
So
you keep me up on those two,
yeah,
I'm telling you here, I'll make
Bet
sure.
that. I
I'll make
appreciate
those
it. Yeah,
appearances
yeah.
there, man. You know what I mean? For
yeah,
sure,
we're doing it big for Team Spence. It will be some, of course, downstream click merchandise in the building. Be some Team Spence merchandise in the building, and y'all come out there. We're gonna support the kid.
I
man.
gotta get one of them man downs, man. You know.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
I really like the Smoke Buzz shirt, you know,
Yeah,
with the shark up on there with the
Yeah, man, y'all come out there. We're gonna do
Yeah,
it big for the
man.
kid, man.
For sure, man. That's the thing that I really like for up and coming artists is to be able to see.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The work.
Yeah, right on.
You know,
Yeah.
it's more than just, you know, what you able to see now,
Mhm.
you know what I mean, over YouTube or, you know, television or
Yeah.
whatever like that. It's actually a work that goes into the art.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you have to be, you know, you have to be a worker of the art to be considered an artist.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying?
What's funny is I give you a funny story. So it's been a couple of guys, pretty popular younger artists here around Dallas that I've taken with me on the road to kind of see a performance. You know what I mean? And it's funny because I get them on stage, and some of these guys they got millions of views on YouTube, streaming like crazy. All these followers on Instagram, they never got on stage and did no show. You know what I'm saying? And it's a trip. You know, I just throw them to the wolves, watch them get stage fright one time, and then we have a good conversation afterwards. You know what I'm saying?
But
like,
it's needed, man, because these days, like we couldn't skip over artist development.
No, not at all.
You know what I mean? We could not skip over that.
Yeah, but it was labels then. You know what I'm saying? We had labels. It was guys that really wanted to follow the CEO model just as much as they wanted to follow our artist model. You know, so you had labels. So 9 out of 10, you had to wait anyway.
Yeah, because
you know what I'm saying? You waiting on somebody else's already priority. You got to play your part.
Yeah, because back then you got to think. When Dallas was really about Dallas, because Dallas still not really about Dallas.
Yeah.
Just to give people a little history about the music in Dallas. When Dallas was heavy label, you had like Real to Real, you had Big Wheel Records, you had Powerhouse Records, you had T-Town Music,
yeah, man.
You had Shice House Records. You
had Meal Ticket, shout out to Meal Ticket.
Man, my boy Whitey, man.
Zoo White, man, rest in peace, man.
So you really and all these people, Stampede Records,
all that.
You had all these real labels, man, that was really pushing and really. But the crazy thing was, they worked together.
Yeah, we had to. When we threw a show, we invited everybody.
Yeah,
and they reciprocated that to us too. You know what I mean? That's why I love that time period. I was young, but I played my role. You know what I'm saying? All I was doing at the time was just making beats, me and my brother. So, like with Blow's albums and stuff, we just made beats. And then, but we also had to pass our flyers and show up to the shows and wear the shirts. And it was just a good time because, like you said, back to your point about artist development, that's what development is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Being in the studio, watching people work. I remember watching Snake mix and master and make beats. You know, that's what Snake taught me how to engineer.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? He taught me how to twist the knobs and what to do. And even when we were making beats, like, nah, you got to do it this way and this way. So that's just development. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That step gets skipped so much now because it's so much instant. You know, because you can go holler at Mike B, shoot a video. Now you're an artist, quote unquote, right? But I just wish that guys would slow it down.
Yeah.
And really think about it, man. You got some time, but go through this grind process
and understand what
first.
And understand you want it to be a craft.
Yeah. You want to be good at it.
Yeah, you want it to be a craft.
You want to be good at it. You want to just exist. Yeah. You want to be the best or be good at it.
You can't always just think the life of music is in the booth.
Yeah, right on.
You know, if you really want to see that music go somewhere, you have to be willing to want to go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you got to, but it's like, you know, I get it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this, I do get it because music is one of the biggest thing that's refreshing. Music is one of the biggest things that's healing. Music is one of the biggest things that's therapeutic.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of our kids, man, whether we know it or not, or whether we think of it or not, that's their therapeutic way of doing things. You know what I mean? Just like playing a video game out. That's their therapeutic time.
Right.
You know, but you have to want to actually develop that. You know, you want to. It's like if I go to therapy, I'm going to therapy for me to be better.
Yeah.
You know, in myself and then outside of myself. So now that I've been doing all this inside, now how am I going to come out here and be outside?
Right.
You know, that's being able to see the best of both worlds.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's important. You know, so you don't want to miss none of these stages. You know, and that's one of the, like, man, at this point, I love being able to manage the artist. I don't even want to manage the music. You get what I'm saying?
I feel you. Yeah.
Because I care more about you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when you begin to have someone that's invested in you, because a lot of people don't understand, like, when you have management, the managers they not paying for your music.
I'm glad you clarified that because that's a big misconception out here in the game. Because I get hit up by these youngsters all the time, you know, and I be like, bro, you don't need a manager, you need an investor.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'll manage you, I'm not, but you need an investor, brother. Yes, that's a big difference. You know what I'm saying?
It's a real big.
There's
difference,
a big difference,
man.
dog. You know what I'm saying?
But I don't. It's those are things I don't mind because, man, you want to try. You want to kind of like help them wipe away the disillusions.
Yeah, but let me ask you, man, a question, man. As a manager these days, 'cause I struggle with this, man. How do you get these? How do you get them to slow down enough to understand the grind is important or the development part is important? How do you get some of these guys? Because I've been trying to work with a couple of young guys, and it's hard to get them to really comprehend and understand how important that development part is.
2 ways. Experience is key, and bumping your head is necessary.
Yes, that's definitely necessary.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
So let me allow you first to bump your head.
Let's try your way first.
Let's try it.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
So then when you understand, you know what I mean, what was already said, now you have a better understanding.
Yeah.
So now we can go through, now we can do it by experience.
That's smart.
You know, because the game is a duplicated game. It ain't no new wheels being invented.
Yeah.
So let me go ahead and let you try that.
Yeah.
And when you understand, now we can go over here and we can work the wheel.
Yeah, that's real.
You know, it's
that's
like
real. I think even more question in my mind too is I get hit up by older artists a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's like they see kind of how we move and they want to get back into it. And I'm trying to give them the game, but again, they looking for an investor.
I mean,
you know what I mean? More so than a manager. So.
And my thing is this with older artists. My only question to them is, do you know music licensing?
Yeah, real talk.
Because music is not seen. Music is always heard. Don't get that twisted just because you're watching a video that you seeing music. You're not. You're hearing it.
You're hearing it.
You get what I'm saying? So if you
Speak
put
on
the focus on hearing music, you can begin to find yourself back into music.
Yeah.
And it'll work for you working music licensing because now you're creating music for someone directly, you know what I mean? And it pays now.
Yeah.
You know, and it pays now and on the back end.
Yeah, I try to explain to older guys too. It ain't the same kind of money, you know what I mean? Back in the day, we could print 1,000 CDs, make a quick 10 grand in a weekend, and sometimes. But now you might not get paid the same, but you get paid for more opportunities.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not just to sell the CD anymore.
Right.
It's your licensing, like you mentioned. It's merch. It's a lot of different ways, but I try to get them to understand it. But it's it's not easy. You know what I mean? A lot of people set in their ways, and
you got to understand what's shown.
The
biz is not shown.
Yeah, true that.
You know what I mean? The misconception of music is seen is shown.
Yeah, true that.
You know, so and if that's gonna be what's gonna always be shown, then it's gonna always have to have somebody to say, "Hey, let's step back, and then let's look at this thing."
Yeah, but I would stress though, any artist watching, man, you need a manager.
Yeah.
All right, you know what I'm saying? I don't care how big you are, how much you think you can handle on your own. You need a manager. You need a team.
Yeah.
Everybody
you
needs
need
a role.
Few managers.
Yeah, on the cool.
Every manager don't do the same thing.
Yeah,
you need a few managers. Because an artist manager is different from a role manager.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? You got to understand the difference in the things what you actually need.
Yeah.
But a team is necessary.
It's necessary, man.
You can't be your own team and think that it's going to work.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's for sure, man. I appreciate you even saying that because that's something that's really important.
Yeah,
man.
I think sometimes my message gets. I'm all about independent, artists and independent labels, and I'm trying to get more independent labels going. But I think people misconstrue my message with you don't need no team. That's not the case. You need a team.
It's necessary.
And and if you're an older artist like myself, it's probably a good idea just to hire them and put them on some type of salary or whatever and let them do their job until your motion catches up with what you're trying to do. But nobody should be working for free. All right, and you make sure that you build your team around you some kind of way.
That's good information,
Yeah.
man. I don't know, cause like I love music. I love being a part of it. You know what I mean? But it's like I ain't gonna work it if you ain't working.
Yeah, man.
You
I'm trying
know?
to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. You'd be surprised, man. I've been hit up with a lot of people over the last year or so, and it's surprising even to this day. Sometimes they don't want to do the work part.
Let me ask you this, man. I heard you earlier say too, so I gave you some good advice.
Mm-hmm.
But at the age you are now,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not me saying it, because you don't look it,
Yeah.
but it's something that that you yourself is aware of.
Mm-hmm.
How long do you see yourself doing it in the same facet as you're doing it now?
Man, that's a great question, man. I have a real strange relationship with fame in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I had my choice, like I still like even today, I like going to brunch with my family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't really like people. I don't like to be recognized as much, or people walk up to me, ask me for certain things.
Right.
But I know it's a part of the journey. But I like being anonymous, behind the scenes a little bit. So being an artist, it's hard to tell because I got to do what's right for the company first. You know what I mean? If that means that I got to be in front, I got to be in front.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it means I need to play my part and be in the background, that's what I'm going to do. So it's hard to say, man. I can see, I don't think I ever stopped doing music to some capacity.
So is the passion balanced?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it one lean more towards the other when it comes to actually rapping, and it comes down to actually creating music?
I would say 90% creating, putting together projects, making the music, doing the beats, studio work, I would call it. 90% is that, and 10% of being an artist.
Yeah. So it's more actually, and that's it's a lot of longevity in just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to be Quincy Jones age, you know what I'm saying? Out here still putting albums together.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people don't see like Manny Fresh and them no more.
Yeah, man.
But they still out here. A lot of people don't see Lil Jon out here.
Yeah.
They still out here and they doing a lot of music, you know.
But you know what made sense to me is even why I keep doing the Smoke in the City series is because as a producer, with the way the world works right now, it's almost better if you make beats to rap on your own beats than even give it to an artist. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because the game has just changed. Like, number one, publishing, you don't really get paid unless your song's on the radio.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You got to get on the radio to really get a good publishing check. Streaming is more mechanical. It ain't really publishing involved. So now that radio is so programmed like it is, and people don't really hold it to the high regard like it is now. As a producer, you just think about it. If I'm a producer song for an artist, right? I cannot dictate when the song comes out. I can't dictate how the song is promoted.
Right.
I can't dictate the platform it's on or none of that, right?
Yeah.
But I still get my percentage, but I can't control it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus if I make the beat and I rap on the beat,
it goes out when I want it.
It goes out when I want it to go out. It promoted the way I want to promote it, and I get 100%.
Right.
You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
Rather than 33.
Yeah, and when you're dealing with fractions of a fraction of a fraction, 100% is way more important than 33 or 50.
Right. And a lot of people don't know this. A lot of artists don't know. The one who created the song, you know what I mean, actually has a higher percentage.
Yeah, right. People don't realize that.
Yeah, they don't know that, you know what I mean?
People don't realize. But the days of getting 50, 25 grand a beat, them days are over with. Yeah. And matter of fact, we talked about Spotify. Spotify has a program now where it's all beats are AI generated. Mm-hmm. They have a platform that anybody can use, producer, housewife, postal worker, whoever you are.
Yeah.
you can actually type in the name of an artist, your favorite artist, and the system will generate a beat
based off
of that artist catalog. And they have a button. Once you record it, you can upload it to Spotify.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
Crazy.
you have to adapt. You know what I mean?
It's great. Cause I just heard I heard Tupac on 50 Cent song.
Yeah.
You
See,
know,
that's
and
gonna
it was
be
all
something
AI
different.
type crazy.
Yeah.
So it was actually 50 Cent's word, but it was Tupac voice.
Yeah.
You know. But we're gonna go into this last video right quick, man, then we're gonna come back, you know, and talk more with Riflman.
Bet that.
If you care what they say, then you a fool. Can't let them dictate what you gon' do. You can defeat every obstacle. Only competition is you. Opinions all like assholes and everybody got it. And shit come at it. So fuck them if they doubt it. Keep your business to yourself. Make your moves on your lonely. Watch your ops and your homies. The top get lonely. Write out your plan, just stick to the script. Don't let your ego put you on the trip. Judging your past, I make it crash. The present is the true gift. The future's what you make it. Keep it sacred. If you're waiting for someone to come and help you, keep waiting. Forget about how it look. You the author of your book. Only you can take the chances that it took. Don't worry about who with you. You should see my old pictures. We was once 50 deep. Now we see it's 2 or 3. Most of the time it's only me. But I gotta keep it pushing. Put my ego to the side. Out my mind and keep pushing. I'm married to the game. Call it money matrimony. My side bitch is pride and they both weighing on me. My main one never leave. She been with me too long. And my side stay ready. She be shooting at me strong. If my pride get in the way, it can take me off the path. No emotions in the game. Can't worry about my past. Set my vows to the game, so I know I can't change. So I'm blocking out the ego in my brain. Blocking out the ego in my brain.
Man, you so humble.
Mm-hmm.
What made you come up with ego?
Man, it was because when I got back into it, a lot of people was like, man, why would you want to get back into it now? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And trying to use either my age against me or just, you already done that, you need to do something else. You know what I mean? So I had to I had to put my ego in check because I had to realize that it's just different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not everybody gonna understand it.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be the same. You know what I'm saying? You have to go back and actually build it up again, brick by brick. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna give you any credit for what you did 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now you gotta build it up brick by brick. So I had to keep my ego in check of like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna have to go do this show. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna have to print some flyers, get some flyers out, make videos. I'm gonna have to embrace social media. You know what I'm saying? Had I put my ego in check, like, nah, bro, you ain't, you ain't the same dude you was 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody really know who you are no more. You know what I mean? So that's what that song was really about.
Man, a lot of people, man, to know where they could reach you at, how they can get to you, how they can get to the music.
Okay.
And everywhere where they can find it at.
Yeah, man. So make sure y'all follow me on social media at Downstream Click for all the stuff that we do. And then you can follow me at CEO_Rife, RIFE 214. And everything is right there, man.
Man, I appreciate you, man, for coming out.
Yeah,
man,
dog. We got to do this again, man. Yeah.
For sure, man.
Yeah, good convo.
For sure. Because that's the thing. At the end of the day, I'm still music. Right?
Yeah.
You know, but when you wear so many different hats, you know, you have to do what you have to do right now.
Yeah.
You know, and I thank music, man, because music really created, it gave me the platform.
Yeah.
It gave me a stage to be able to do all the things in which I'm doing now.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I want to give you your flowers too, because I caught some of your other shows, man. shows like yours are needed. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad you're doing it. If I can just encourage you to keep doing them, man, keep doing your shows.
I
And
appreciate it.
keep talking like you're talking, because we all need it out here for real.
And I appreciate it, man. And we'll be back next Sunday, man, at the same time, you know what I mean, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. right here on the Transition Talk Show.
This is not turn on you, say this is just turning to me. Knowing that I am better than I am. Afraid to look at me, ugly faces is all I got. The pain or horror inside the thing that you keep in the dark. Walking with smiley faces while holding a broken heart. Chambers of locked doors and opening kinda rough. Looking at deep wounds and knowing that I've been cut. So I know that I feel the pain, the umbrella in the rain. It's time to let it go and time to sing a different note. I gotta reach this light.